Welcome to Someone Like Me, your cancer community podcast. I'm your host, Vanessa. This is a space for real, raw, honest stories from people affected by cancer. Please share it with someone who might need to hear this. And don't forget to follow. Let's make cancer a little less lonely together. Welcome to Someone Like Me, your cancer community podcast. I'm your host, Vanessa. And well, this is a bit of a different one. I'm sitting with my big brother, Paddy, someone who's been right in the middle of it all with me. In 2019, my sister Veronica was diagnosed with lung cancer, and just 2 months later, I found out I had breast cancer. And around the same time, our brother Kevin, who lives in England, was diagnosed with an illness. And before all of this, we lost our beautiful mammy to cancer. So this is a real, raw, honest conversation, and to sit down and actually talk about it, losing mammy and hearing then two sisters diagnosed with cancer back to back, and with a brother with illness over in the UK. So much for one family to take in.
Yeah, absolutely. In fairness, yeah. But I suppose we're fortunate on the other end of it that actually we do talk about mother a lot. In fairness, when we're out and we're together, make a point to make sure that we do. You know, I think it's important that memories are there forever. We've built them.
Absolutely.
We have them, and I think we're good at that. And I suppose the fact there's so many of us, all 13, so it doesn't take too many weeks or months to go by before there's something going on in some of the families, or a party or communions or different things, you know, to be fair. So
There's always something.
we're good at that end, to be fair. We're good for showing up and attending and each other's occasions, which is great, absolutely. And I think we have all that nature and kindness and consideration from our mother. We're very fortunate.
Absolutely. She was a godsend to us, and she always made sure as well, that we'd always be in touch and be there for each other. That was very important to her, and we always have been.
Absolutely, yeah. In fairness, that's one thing mother, fairness, you know, it's unusual. She loved being a mother. Most mothers like to be mothers, but yeah, you know, I just, and of course we're going to be biased for our own mother, in fairness.
Yeah,
You know,
of course.
that end of it, that, like, we were blessed. She was so good, but she had to go through a lot throughout the years, and she had us there, in fairness. You know, and she just loved children. I never seen anybody, like, her hobby was minding children. It's just, she didn't mind minding them. And Martina, of course, will tell you that, in Hazel, down the years, in fairness. Well, I know Mary was away for a lot of years, in fairness, but she just loved children. And I think that's where we got it all from as well, that she would always make sure the children were looked after. Her line was, they never asked to be born into this relationships.
Yeah, and she definitely made sure we were all well taken care of, that's for sure.
Oh, she did. In fairness, like I said, it's real unusual and it's great, and I'm delighted with the podcast, and it's going well for you. In fairness, well done. As I said to you before, it's great to share the information and the stories with people out there, you know, and it's reassuring for everybody as well. You know, everybody's different, but we all grieve, you know, and grief in so many different ways like that. And I suppose we were very fortunate that, and I think I know the rest from talking to everybody, we had 12 months to grieve.
Yeah.
And I just can't comprehend if I hadn't that 12 months to grieve, be honest with you, because I had 12 months of soul searching, good chats, hearty chats. Mother was great, you know, in fairness to her, she'd always had an old smile and a word to say. But it was great to catch up on that. And we were very fortunate, and I suppose a lot more fortunate than other families with sudden deaths, you know, not having it. So, and she was lucky with us, I suppose. There was that many of us, we had the rotation and the roster. You remember all the roster talks we had, and X stuck up on the press door when you went in, and who's on today and tonight, and it was really
Yeah, absolutely.
like a little business. We were like, you're all checking in and checking out, and absolutely. But sure, it was great, and it was a great bonding for all of us as well. To be
It
fair,
was. And
you
how
know,
did you feel when you found out about Mammy's diagnosis when you heard? I
yeah,
remember how I felt. How did you
yeah.
feel?
You were gutted. Sure, we brought her up. Myself and Veronica brought her to James's that day,
Mm.
and she went in and to the doctor and came back out. She was with the cigarette in her mouth.
Yeah.
And she told us and talking, and she was saying, well, sure, I have it now. I have it. That's it. And, mother was she lived the day by day, and that end of it. And I said, oh, what are you going to do now? Have you any ideas, or what are you thinking, or any changes? No, I live my life all the way, she says, to the end as I've lived it up to now. So that was it. The smoking continued. They had
Yeah,
her,
of course.
loved her
Yeah.
fag. So it was very hard. It was very hard for us to take it on board, but she took it very well.
Yeah.
And then we came back, as you know, and we all had a chat and all met up and one by one and groups and everything. And then, like I said, the year moved on, and the Christmas. Remember the first Christmas
Yeah,
we
that
had?
was brilliant. Yeah, God. The house was jam-packed. There were so many of us. We had to get a marquee
Absolutely.
out the back.
Oh Lord, we could have done with one. In fairness,
Yeah.
like it's a terrace house. We were in a three bed,
Yeah.
not very big. Down
No,
the years with us all, one toilet. I could wonder now how they manage with all their en suites and
I know.
everything. Oh my God, some fun we had and,
We had the
and, and
boys' room
toilet
and the
duty.
girls' room. Yeah.
But we did, and Christmas was lovely because everybody wanted to be around Mother for Christmas. The nieces, nephews, sons, grand, all wanted it because she was loved by everybody. Anybody that knew her or crossed her path couldn't but have time for her because she just had that persona, and she was very, she was a very caring individual, and you knew by her. You just knew by her, and like we said down the years, big family, dinner be on, stranger come in, somebody around come in, and she'd put their name on the pot, as they
I
say,
know.
and they'd
Yeah.
get their bit out of it as well. So, no, she was a very humble, very private individual, to be fair to her, that
With
end.
a
So,
big, massive heart, though. She
a
had a
big
huge
heart,
heart.
yeah, and it was hard when we heard it, but we all pulled together, and then as time progressed, then where she needed the care and intervention, in fairness, we were all there for her. And the Christmas, as I said, it was brilliant because we were all in the stairs. How many, was it, 14 steps of the stairs, I
Yeah.
think. We
Yeah.
were all on each step. The steps were full, trying to have a little bit of something to eat. But that was her tradition, even. When she was
Absolutely.
alive, do you remember every Stephen's Day, she'd make sure that we came in. And we'd say to her, you have enough going on, you're grand, you're not. No, no,
No.
no, come in, come in. And if you didn't, you get a phone call,
Yeah.
like being
Yeah.
called to the teacher's office,
Yeah.
you know. And she
You'd be
just did
in.
it. She did it, and she was happy doing it and enjoyed doing it. So, and it was sad when we heard it. And then, I suppose, as time progressed, then when she passed, and then with Veronica, hearing about Veronica, it was very hard. It just really brought it all back. That was the first time to bring it all back when we heard Veronica.
Veronica had the
So
lung cancer as well.
yeah,
And we seen what Mammy went through with that as well. And then hearing Veronica diagnosed with it,
yeah,
it was a flood, wasn't it? It was kind of
that was
brought us right
really,
back
yeah.
to it.
And Veronica was very good, as you know. She was very close to Veronica. Veronica was up in the house and anything she needed, and in and out, and so. In fairness, when we heard it was very hard. We were there for Veronica and support her along the way as well. But again, for another very private person, like everybody is, everybody likes their own little privacy and share their information as and when they want to share it.
Exactly.
And then
Yeah.
when it hit the baby girl at the house,
I know. Only two
Lord
months
bless us.
later, that was a big shock,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. Then we said, okay, what's going
What's
on
going
here at
on?
all? We heard your side of it then, how it affected you so young. Again, back to the family, and we were all after being around the block, but still it's not easy when you hear it. You know, expect as this fella, as people would say and parents would say, yeah, that you expect to bury, in fairness, your parents.
Uh,
The parents don't expect to bury their children from
no,
that end of it, from the end of it. And mother always said she was very lucky. She never had to do that, experience that with any of us. you know.
Exactly.
So it was a
Yeah.
hard time when you heard, like with yourself, so young as well, and your life
Mm.
ahead of you. But Veronica made a good recovery. And then you were great for each other, I have to say.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, to be honest with you now, Vanessa, I think Veronica was great for you.
Absolutely. She was
I
my rock.
think
She needed
you,
to go before me, I think.
absolutely, she definitely was. She used to tell us, like, but you're like I said, I always say there's three generations. There's
Yeah.
myself and Martina and Hazel kind of in the older end of a group, and then the middle group, and then there's the younger group, yourselves,
Yeah.
and you got very, very good.
We did. Yeah.
You
We were
did,
spoiled. It was great.
which was great, from that end of it. But I remember Veronica saying, "Well, how am I going to manage this one? Lord bless us." She said, I've gone through it. Like, she thinks she's the first one to do it. And it was great for both of you, but we used to get great laughs over, in fairness,
Yeah,
that, it
absolutely.
was like, and it was great for you because she had gone through it, and Veronica was very strong.
Yeah, she was
She put her mind down, and she was very strong, and she got through it well, and put up with it, and had the conversations, and continue with the
taking my
treatment.
calls in the
And
middle of the
yeah,
night.
then with yourself now, it was great maybe in one sense for her because it was a distraction, and it was definitely great for you because
Yeah. Yeah.
you
For
were
sure,
the
when Mammy told me that about when we heard about Mammy's diagnosis, we were in the car, I was driving her back somewhere, and I was like, but you're not finished rearing me yet. And she just laughed. And I was in my 30s.
yeah, absolutely, yeah,
So
but you're
yeah, me and Joey were definitely the little babies
the
of the
two,
family.
yourself and Joe, honest to God, six foot
Yeah.
three, the tallest,
Yeah.
and he's the baby, you
Yeah,
know.
the baby. And he's like taller than all of us in it, like.
Absolutely, yeah. I know we were very lucky, and we've had her as we did, and in fairness, and you were very lucky, I have to say, that thank God you
Yeah,
came out this side of it. Like you've
did.
been listening to your podcasts and individuals, so
Yeah.
and I do always say, I suppose, always somebody worse off,
Yeah.
and that end of it, and it's important to remember that, that you have to try and pick yourself up and bring the
Keep
good out
going.
and keep going and be positive. And you
Yeah.
did that. To be fair to you, you did that, and you made something positive out of your experience, and
Yeah,
here it
absolutely.
is now.
Coming to
Yeah,
life,
yeah. You
absolutely.
looked at the frames. Remember, you look at
Yeah.
memories, the frames, but they were
When ma
lovely, and we all have them. We have our own here. We have them.
Yeah,
Each of us have the picture of ourselves with mother and with a little
we'll
heart
actually
that you
tell
design.
them that story, Paddy. You actually remember when Mammy passed away, and you were like, you're the graphic designer of the family now, and Mammy wanted to be cremated. And I was like, God, what am I going to do? What am I going to think of, like? So I came up with the Meta Memories, the little message in a bottle where we put our little ashes into the frame.
Absolute.
And we all had our own pictures with her, each one with her, the poem. We had a Mother's Love's a Blessing and with her signature on it.
Signature.
But
And our
it was
signature
such
that
a
she,
deep loss, like to lose.
like, absolutely, because in fairness, she never forgot any of our birthdays.
No,
All 13, not only us, but even her nieces and nephews
yeah,
will tell you that as well. She would have rang them up and had a
yeah,
phone call, and
yeah. And all the
Pamela, and Pamela,
grandkids.
Pamela, as you know, doing all the running, to be fair to her,
Yeah,
getting all the cards, making sure they were
doing everything.
delivered, in fairness
Yeah.
to her. So she was great for that. But there's one thing, if you missed the day of the birthday, you were in trouble. Even for us, I'm talking about for ourselves, like her
Yeah.
own, yeah, absolutely, she'd be the same. But if you didn't turn up to the house before the day or on the day, she'd be very disappointed, you know?
Yeah, it was very important to her that you'd
Oh,
remember it.
yeah, and I suppose I have that little bit, I suppose, the day is the day in question.
Yeah.
So if you acknowledge it on the day you do, and if you don't, well then probably it was an oversight, and that happens. That's fine. But mother never understood an oversight. No,
No.
she never missed. She absolutely never missed. Even Deirdre used to be surprised. I remember her birthdays every year, from that end of it, and she just couldn't get over that.
How she'd
Continues to,
remember so
yeah,
many.
so many, so many.
And it's hard, isn't it? Sometimes, like, when you miss her, when you're going through certain things in your life, I find, especially going through chemo, I was like, who did I want more than anything? Only my mammy, but there's times in your life when you've really wanted her as well. It's just that you kind of have to learn to live with this. There's always an ache, but you look back on the memories, but you still have that ache. It's about learning to live with it. Do you not think?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Mm.
It's not that it gets any less. You do feel it. And it can hit you for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, out of
Just
nowhere.
out of the blues, you could be sitting. I've often been at home one of the evenings, and just out of the blues, say, God, I must get mother a ring.
Yeah.
Just for no
And
reason. And then you say to yourself, what? Where did that come? Where did that come out? But little things. But that's what memories are all for. In
yeah,
fairness, keeping them there and having the chance, and we do that when we get out. As you know, we do our own. Like she always loved the mother's love the blessing. She loved that song,
she loved her out singing.
and
She
she
used to
loved her
have Paddy's
singing.
heart broken, didn't she? She would every day after school tell them about that. It was great.
Absolutely, she was great every day. I'd come in, I'd have my dinner, and I'd have a song written beside me. And she'd say, "There's a song now you would like." I love country and western, and she was a great singer herself in her day, down the years ago. Anybody that knew her, in fairness, would tell you
Yeah.
that she could hold a tune, in fairness to her. And she would say to me, "There's a song, Kenny Rogers now, the Gambler, there as a nice rhythm." And she had the ear off, and she'd go through it and pull me back if I was too fast, or pick it up. And it was great. It was actually great over the years then, in fairness.
Paddy always,
Portfolio
yeah,
of
great.
songs gone,
Yeah, yeah,
in
built
fairness,
up.
yeah, built up over the years. But no, it was great, and she loved it. And when she was out, she loved a little sing song,
Yeah, she
which
did.
which is
Absolutely.
important. Yeah,
She was
in
always so
fairness.
proud of Paddy singing. He's an amazing voice. Anytime we get together as family, it's not the same unless Paddy sings an old song, isn't it?
Sure, that's it. But that's what it's about, isn't it? In fairness, it's
Yeah,
great. Trying to encourage a few more of you down the years, but I had my work cut out.
you do.
Cutting, Lord, none of you even took up an instrument. I don't know what happened.
I
I
don't.
don't
Anne
know.
gives it a go now, a blanket on the
Sorry,
ground.
and
Yeah.
we have to give her a go. And Margaret does do the
Margaret
famous.
does,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, she
Yeah, she
does. In
has her
fairness to
few.
her, yeah, not
Okay.
one, and we'll give Derek one as well. In fairness to him,
Derek
feels
does,
the
yeah.
veterinary, not about him.
That's it.
Absolutely, sure. That's what it's about, isn't it? It's about being able to relax with each other and have the memories, and it was great. We were very
Yeah,
fortunate.
it is. It's just been like one hell of a roller coaster. Just with us losing Mammy only a few years, and then with Veronica and with myself, and then with Kevin hearing about him over in England around the same time.
Yeah,
It was just all at once. It was so
absolutely,
much when you
absolutely.
think about it.
And thank God, Kevin, he's coming on well now, which is great.
Yeah,
Absolutely, yeah. But we had a lot of the news, all right, in fairness, and thank God, like I said, for yourself and Veronica, you're doing as well as you are. To be fair to you, so which is
yeah.
great. We have a lot to be grateful for. I always say that, people have different people, look up to different people, but I always say my inspiration was my mother.
All day long.
Absolutely, yeah.
She
All dealing with
definitely
13
stays.
personalities, juggling all the balls. And I used to love when you go into her then, and you'd sit down and someone was after going home, and you say, someone was in with you there. Oh yeah, Hazel or Mary or one of the family would be in, and she said, "Are there? Yeah, yeah, oh, not a grand, yeah." It's like, "Oh, yeah, okay, well, yeah, yeah." Sure, I can't remember what was said. It was a great way. She was able to have the conversation,
And she
and then
chatted,
she just
yeah.
hit delete, and it was gone.
Yes,
To be fair to her.
I know. Anytime there was anything wrong with me, and I'd come down and she'd always have her tea at around 9 o'clock. She loved a cup of tea and a slice of bread with butter. And she'd always know if there was something off with me, and I'd be sitting down, and she'd be like, "Are you okay?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm grand." And then
Yeah,
she'd have a way of getting it out of me. And next thing I'd be telling her everything.
yeah, yeah,
You just
yeah.
feel like the weight's lifted off your shoulders.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. No, she was great. She was a great listener. That's one thing about her.
Yeah,
And she had us all, and she'd listen to us all, and you just took it in her stride, and which was great. And it never affected her at all, in fairness. She was able to take it on. And then we were there for her down the years, but as you know, Daddy wasn't well for
yeah.
most of his adult life, to be fair,
It was a hard
Yeah,
road, yeah.
it was a hard road, but it was, in fairness, we were fortunate. We had each other, and worked out. Thank God, everything worked out good from
Yeah, it
that
was
end
more
of it.
harder for you. We were the lucky ones, I suppose, myself and
Oh,
Joey.
sure.
We were well-minded, but yeah.
Well-minded, exactly. Well-minded,
Yeah.
exactly. But sure, that's the
And
way it
Mammy,
happens.
Mammy used to love her two sisters. We'd call them the three amigos.
Absolutely.
Auntie Joan, she was just gas, wasn't she? And Jojo, like,
John and Jojo, they were the three amigos. You're dead right. They used to go
yeah.
together, travel up to Dublin or up to Pat Buckley, Lord be good to
Yeah.
him. They go up to him in Larne, and he was very good to them and brought them out. And there was a great sense of humour. Pat was very witty, you know.
Yeah,
They'd have their laugh, and Joe would have her laugh, and Joan. And no, it was great. They were great characters.
great
Absolutely, they're great
stories.
characters. Absolutely.
And do you remember when Mammy was near the end and Joan went in to see her and Mammy turned around and said, "Don't worry, you're going to be next." That's the kind of humour they had.
My God, yeah. After John came out, she was in shock. Well, I remember coming out to the sitting room and she turned, "Did you hear what you said to me?" And she said, "You won't be too long after me,"
We had to send
uh,
Joan back in then to talk to her to
honest to
calm her
God.
down.
But they get on, they had a great relationship now, in fairness, John and Mother. They
They
were always
did.
on the phone to each other, in fairness. So there was a big loss. John had a big loss, in fairness.
Yeah, it
You
wasn't
know,
easy, like.
yeah. No, it wasn't because they were close. And then, as you know, Fan, Vickers, Martin next door to us,
Absolutely.
our
They're like our
our
second
second
family.
mother, second family. And again, in fairness, again, the boys and the girls, all the same.
Yeah,
Again,
and Fan passed away with cancer as well. Like that
yeah,
was tough, on them and Kelly and them, Regina and all of them minding Fan, like we've seen all that.
absolutely, yeah. No, in fairness,
That was
like,
heartbreaking.
it was hard, it was. And Herbie and Richard and Liz as well, with Regina
Yeah,
and Kelly, they were all there,
yeah,
and they were in and out, as you know, in our house and vice versa. But
yeah. It's
she was
just
very lucky. She had a great friend in Fan, and
some
fairness to
funny
her.
stories they have anyway.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
But
Mm,
it's just I was actually chatting to a nurse the other day, and I was telling her about the app and how there's support on the app for family members and about the podcast for speaking to family members who've lost someone through cancer. And she was like, it's brilliant because the people that support them, they're the patient's rock, but who's their rock? And that
yeah,
really stood with me.
very
Cancer
true.
just ripples through the whole family, and there's not really a space for people to kind of talk about that and talk about the grief and everything you go through with it, and even supporting someone who gets better, which thankfully a lot is more the case nowadays. There's a lot that you're dealing with in your thoughts that you can't talk about. So it's good to create this space that they can come on and share stories and memories and fears.
Absolute. No, absolutely. In fairness, yeah.
Yeah,
Like listen to the people that you've spoken to, I think you could hear that, and it was nice to hear them and give them a bit of comfort, I suppose, to be able to say it openly as well. But that's why I think the app is great, and for other diagnoses as well, other conditions going forward, in fairness, because it's initially new to the individual, but it's the support mechanism around it or the lack of, is the big challenge. And I think, that's one big benefit of the app, that you're not alone. Yeah, you're into a whole new family now of people who are experiencing what you have experienced. So you're not on your own, and the question can be asked. Where anybody on their own then doesn't have anyone to reach out to, don't have anybody to talk to or
and it
discuss
is
or
sad
chat.
that there is a lot of people that are like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, no, it's a great idea, and well done, and keep it going. In fairness, and look forward to it going live and everybody
Yeah, the whole lot.
benefiting from it. Yeah,
Thanks a million for coming on and sharing your journey with Mammy and stuff. And, I'm going through it with the two sisters and everything. Thankfully, we're healthy and, we're living our life now. But it's so
absolutely.
important to talk about it and to talk about grief when you have lost someone, cancer or anything, not just cancer,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
absolutely. And some people, I know, and everybody's different, and we're all different, and thank God we're different. And
Yeah,
people grieve in different ways. And like I said, we were fortunate we had the year, but some people still feel it too raw to actually
yeah,
talk about it. And then again, I think it's healthy, because it's memories. I think if you don't talk about it, you're blanking it out.
yeah,
It's important to talk about it. Not every day of the week, but when you're in company, like we do when we're in family, we're out, we have a chat and we bring up mother and
Yeah,
have
we're
to have the
always
laugh,
talking
go
about
back
it.
through the memories and have the laughs that we had and all the pranks that were going on and trying to get through everything, and it's great. Yet you
Yeah,
have to
absolutely.
you have to be able to chat about it and have the memories
And
and
cherish
thank
them,
God.
isn't it?
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely, yeah. And we were very fortunate.
very fortunate, definitely. Everyone has the best mammy in the world. We had the best mammy too,
Yeah, absolutely,
you know.
absolutely.
Yeah, but listen, thanks a million for coming on and sharing that with everyone. And on that note, we'll say goodbye to my big brother Paddy for coming on and talking to everyone. And I will talk to you all very, very soon.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening to Someone Like Me, your cancer community podcast. If this episode meant something to you, please share it with someone who might need it. And if you feel up to it, leave a little rating or a comment. It really, really helps spread the word. But most of all, be kind to yourself. And remember, you're not alone. And I will talk to you very, very soon.